Well, I've hit it over the back of the green here on number 9. It was a long par 4, slightly downwind, and I've hit it 10 yards over the back of the green. Generally speaking, these long par 4s tend to be 30 to 40 yards in green length, and this is about a 40-yard green length hole. So I already pretty well know my distance back to the flag. I've got to figure out what club to take. So I brought over with me my sand wedge, my pitching wedge, and my 8-iron. So now I have to figure out where do I land the ball. I've got a little system that works for me. Let's see if it can help you too. I've got my stick here, and what I'm going to do is just pretty well pace off half of the distance. So I'm going to just walk down about 20 odd yards and put the stick in the middle of the green, and then use that as a gauge going forward. So I'm going to put the stick about here, which is about halfway. The flag's on about 8 to 10 yards, and I'm 8 to 10 yards off the back of the green. It's downwind, so I'm pitching back into the wind, and it's slightly downhill. That will cancel its way out. Chipping into the wind, but the downhill, I think that's an even break for me. So the rule of thumb I tend to go with is as follows. A sand wedge, if I was going to pitch like this, I need to land beyond that yellow flag. Let's say 60 to 70% of the way there. The pitching wedge is my 50-50 shot, so I'd land it pretty well on the yellow stake. And the 8-iron, I'm going to land 30 to 40% of the distance, so keep it this side of the yellow stake, and that should run out to the hole. So now it all depends on how I feel over the shot. I'm going to start with the pitching wedge and then see where we go from there. So my calibration is that I'm going to hit this shot, land it near the yellow stake, and that should run all the way out to the flag. Try to get a nice feel of the rhythm, using my eyes, looking at that spot, and see how close to the yellow stake I can land it. That landed level with the yellow stick and has come up just a couple of feet short of the hole, so that was a good call. Now if I was going to try and throw the ball more all the way there, I've got my sand wedge. I wouldn't really feel comfortable, and I don't think I would play this shot because I've got to make too big a swing and I'm too close to the green, so it just doesn't feel right. But I'm just going to show you the principles of now landing the ball further so you can see how to be able to calibrate around the greens. So I've landed that 60%, 70% of the way there, and it's gone maybe just 4 feet past the hole on the right hand side. So again, good distance control. And now what I would call my Sunday shot, if I'm feeling a little bit more pressure, I'm going to use the 8-iron. Now why do I say that? Well, simply put, it just needs less swing, doesn't it? I only need to take it back this far and only through this far. I'm trying to land it short of the yellow stake, which is 20 yards, so I'm probably trying to land it 15 or so yards, 30 to 40% of the way there. It requires a smaller swing, so I'm trying to get the ball on the ground sooner. Here we go. It's short and it's now running out to the hole. So just to recap, I had a system in place that helped me pick the right club and have an idea where I wanted to land the ball. I put the yellow stake halfway out there, so 50% of the distance, about 20 odd yards. I knew if I used the sand wedge, I'd throw it further. I knew if I used my pitching wedge, I'd throw it halfway. And the 8-iron, I was able to play this side of the yellow stake. So try to figure out where the 50% distance is for you. Then decide if you want to go with the less lofted club and run the ball up, or the more lofted club and throw it, or my preference out of those 3 shots was the pitching wedge. It felt like the right club and the right shot, and now I've only got about a 4-footer to make my par.